Coming to you live from a little grass shack in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. It's the Junior Kekuewa Jr. Show, starring Junior Kekuewa Jr.
Can we give this guy a shot or something? He needs to
Join
loosen up.
Junior along with the Wayne Borhe Band as he makes any kind from Hawaii.
He needs to learn to relax.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Junior Kekuewa Jr.
How's it going? How you going? How crap. All right. Hang on. All right, go. All right. So today on the podcast, how's it? Hey, welcome to the podcast of Junior Kekuewa Jr. And we are actually like in all kinds of places. So we want to start with the attitude of gratitude, okay? So first, I'd like to say a special aloha to people on Kauai that listen to the podcast. Okay, my classmate Frankie, okay, the Raposos, you guys, Wailua House Lots, I love you guys. Thank you, and thank you for listening. They, when I go back home, see, back home is a different world. When I go back home, like everybody, like I don't know, they greet me with love and hey, bro, how you, man? They're happy to see me, and I go to the mall and I just get a how's it, Junior? Hey, how's it, Junior? Like, hey, what's up? On Kauai, they're happy to see me. They, anyway, the brethren. Okay, hey, so now we want to take a look at, our audience and audience size and whatever, small kind stats for you guys, because we haven't done that in a while. So males, 64.3%. There we go again. Okay, there we go. The males took over again. Females was going strong, but they're at 35%. And then non-specified is 0.2%, zero non-binary. So there's that. Okay, now we're going from, let's see, we have 0.5% of 0 to 17-year-olds. Okay, so we have some teenagers. And that's why we keep the show clean, okay? Even today, we're going to talk about relationships, okay? We're going to keep it clean. We're going to HanaHou the relationships. 18 to 22-year-olds, 0.7%, okay, a small number. Then it starts jumping, 23. So 23 to dead is our demographics, 23 to dead. So I'd like to see, how's it to you guys? The last country we have, let's see, the last country we have on our records is, well, we had Taiwan, Bulgaria, Ghana, and Guernsey. Italy, Denmark, Hong Kong, Switzerland, United Arab Emirates. So we're going backwards from the last to the and it just kind of goes. But anyway, we want to say thank you wherever you are, however you're listening. Apple Podcasts, web browsers, iHeartRadio, big percentage following. Spotify, huge percentage. Thank you, Spotify. And other is 8.4%. So we have affiliates worldwide, all over. We come to you on various platforms, and we want to say mahalo, thank you, and aloha from Hawaii. All right, now let's get to the podcast. So relationships. Yeah. So let me give you some background. Okay. So I'm a life coach, right? This is Law of Attraction comedy podcast, right? Now, because it's Law of Attraction, we have to add, okay, so what's the Law of Attraction aspect to this, right? Okay, so when I tell stories and, I tell stories from my, vantage point or from my experience and stuff like that. And today, not so much of that, but what we are going to do is we're going to start to, give you more information, because we do a live now, and our live is going out to 6 platforms. Okay, so it's going out to Facebook, 2 Facebook pages. It goes to okay, I gotta think live now. Okay, my brain just jumped tracks on me. All right, so now we're on TikTok. Okay, we're on Trovo in Europe. Okay, we're on where else? Twitch. We're on Twitch, 2 Facebook pages, and we're also on YouTube. So we do that every single morning at 7 a.m. Hawaii time. So if you're getting the podcast, you normally get us on the podcast. You might want to check out our lives. It's like live in person. You can ask questions in real time. Okay, and this morning we did relationships, right? So I said, well, we gotta do another relationship podcast. And the reason why is because there's a lot of relationship problems going on right now, because there's a lot of stress going on. There's worldwide stress going on. Okay, it's not just in America, because America affects everybody, right? So America does one thing, and everybody reacts. Okay, now one person can change the world. Okay, and it's going on right now. Okay, one person is shaking the globe like beyond belief. But I will tell you that there's a lot of people that are becoming estranged with each other. Okay, there's a lot of people because you see it's financial. It's people lost their jobs, right? Okay, so let's start with the men. Okay, let's start with the men. Okay, basic stuff you guys got to know. Okay, if you lost your job, men. Okay, so your number one thing that you need to do, okay, is get another job. Otherwise, you're at risk in losing her. Okay, you're at risk. Okay, because every every woman is like part materialista. So anyway, but that happens. So and if you're not, let's say you're not up on your game for other things like the physical stuff. Okay, it's not just materialistic, right? It's physical stuff. It's arguing. Okay, if you're in a position where something is going wrong and you're arguing with a woman, subconsciously she sees you as a girlfriend. Okay, because girls argue. Okay, now subconsciously. She may not express that to you. She may not even know. She may not know that biologically she senses female, okay, because of your actions, because you're standing there arguing with her. Okay, girls do that. Okay, guys don't argue. Okay, guys solve problems. Okay, and in order to solve a problem, you make a decision and you stick with it. Okay, right or wrong. When you figure out it's wrong, you correct it, because you can be forgiven for a bad decision. Okay, you can't be forgiven being a girlfriend. Okay, duh, right? Okay, so all right, just and take it from Unks. Okay, everybody calls me Unks over here.
Hey, Unks, how you do this? How you do that? How you get him in a relationship? How you get chicks, Unks?
Okay, so I get those questions. No, I really do. I get those questions, right? And, like I have people. So we have a website to go to. It's called modernmalesadvice.com for you men, for you young men, okay? You young guys, even you old guys that are like, one stone's throw away from getting a divorce. Okay, when you hear the D word, okay, go to modernmalesadvice.com, fill out the form, and you get a free 15-minute consultation. Okay, you get a free consultation because I can turn it around for you. But, okay, here's your big fat but. But you got to do the work. Like, you have to do it. Okay, you have to do the crazy stuff I tell you, like tell her no. Like say no. Okay, now you got to practice. Okay, like what I do is I condition the girls in the very beginning. Okay, when I'm dating somebody or seeing somebody or whatever, okay, I take them to the mall. Okay, and we go through the mall. We're going through the mall, right? And she's looking at something, she'll go, because girls will not look at something and go, can you buy that for me? They won't do that. They go, oh, look, that's so cute. Look at this. It's so cute. Okay? Now, if you don't understand womanese, okay, if you don't understand what she's really saying, okay, then yeah. Okay, you need to go to modernmalesadvice.com and you need to fill out the form and you need to have a 15-minute with me. You really do, because it's like I'm not here really soliciting. Okay, I'm here to do the podcast. Yeah, it's a public service, but I have clients. I'm good. I'm eating. Don't worry. but what I'm saying is, like, you need to understand these things. If you don't understand these things, you're going to be left out in the cold. Okay, so she'll be like, oh, this is so cute. You see, this so cute. And I will say, I'll look at it, I'll smile, and I will say, no. And she'll laugh, right? She'll tease me. She'll go, well, I wasn't even asking for this. Or I'll just say, no, put them back. And I'll smile, okay? Because when you smile, right, you're conveying that you're not dissing her, you're not against her, you're teasing, okay? But you got to have that no in there, okay? Because she needs to get used to hearing you say the word no, okay? So that's basics. All right. Because here's the thing, right? Now, whether you are aware of this or not, the way you treat someone or the whatever way that you treat someone or the way that you allow them to treat you trains them how to react with you. Okay, so you have to be proactive, men. Okay, guys, I'm talking to guys, okay, not girls. Okay, so another thing, right? I'm just gonna give you random bunches of information, okay? Another thing is, okay, I always hear men come to me saying, well, she did this, she did that, it's her fault. It's like, no, it's not her fault. It's your fault. Okay, guys, it's your fault. Okay, you can't blame her. Okay, you know why? Because I'm not alleviating women totally from responsibility. Okay, no, I'm not doing that. But the majority of the time, she's not wrong based upon this fact. She's an emotional being. It depends on how she feels. Okay, if she is not feeling something like say on Monday she loves you, okay, say on Wednesday she hates you. Maybe she doesn't say I hate you, okay, but maybe she just does everything that irks you, does everything that would probably make you question like this relationship, like what's going on, like, right? And on Friday, like, she wakes up and she's all over you and she loves you and hugs you, kissing you, all of that stuff. All right. Okay, so that's normal for a girl. That's normal for a woman, okay? If she's not feeling it, she's not wrong. Think about that. Think about it, okay? Because what we do in our logic brains, men, okay, we have, she makes a comment, she makes a statement, she says something, like she's going to promise to do something or whatever, and then she's not feeling it and she doesn't follow through with it, okay, whatever she said she was going to do. Right. She's, oh, we're going to go out on Friday. Okay. Oh, we're going out Friday. Okay. And then Friday, she's not feeling it. Okay. And Friday, and then you go, but you promised or whatever, or you're thinking, wow, she promised. And then like, she just like, whatever, because she's not feeling it. And if she's not feeling you, guarantee you're not going out. Okay. So I'm just saying, right. She has to feel you and she has to feel good. If she's not feeling good, okay, she's going to react on how she feels. She's going to feel her way either, into something or out of something. And it's not her fault, okay, because she's an emotional being. You got to understand that. So the way we go about logic and the way we think of things in logic form, okay, is very different. Women are not like that. They don't think like that. They don't operate like that, okay? They are more concerned about feelings. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? Okay, they're more expressive beings in that manner. Okay, we don't express that as men. We don't express that. We don't go up to Bob and go, "Hey, Bob, how are you feeling?" We don't care. We don't care how Bob's feeling, right? Okay, so anyway, that's one thing I wanted to throw in there. All right, now another thing. Okay, because when it comes to responsibility, okay, it's the man's responsibility all the way, 100%. Okay, why? Well, because you're the leader, okay? You make decisions. If you're not making decisions, if you're allowing her to make decisions or forcing her to make decisions, in other words, forcing meaning you're putting her in a position where she has to choose, where she has to make a decision. Okay, you're putting her in a position where she has to call the shots and then something goes wrong and you blame her. Or you put her in a position where she has to call the shots and she doesn't know what to do and it ends up in a catastrophe. Okay, you're responsible, man. All right? You're responsible. Okay, so, all right, let's go through some more basics. All right, okay. So we were talking about, relationships, right? And how men and women interact and how they react, okay? So you know how they say the fastest way to a man's heart is through his stomach, cooking for him, stuff like that, right? Okay, that's old school stuff. Okay, the fastest way to a woman's heart, okay, is being straight up with her, honest with her. Okay, that's the fastest way to her heart, because I'm telling you, you'd be surprised what kind of things you can negotiate with a woman if you tell her the truth, right? Like, okay, so. If we go back in the years, right, to when I was younger, okay, when I was I'm not actively dating now. I'm just not. but back in the day, right? So back in the day, yeah, so I had this thing called 3-hour parking, and we could fit like 3 girls in one evening of 3-hour parking at my building. I'm just saying, it was an active time. Dating was active before, but here's the thing, right? Now you guys don't have to have that situation or whatever. I'm just mentioning it because I'm saying that I have experience in the area, okay, of dating. Now, when you meet a girl, right, one of the first things she'll ask you is like, are you seeing anybody? Okay. Now, women are competitive, okay? Women are very competitive, okay? They will compete. They will try to outwoman another woman, okay? Guarantee, all right? So now guys really don't do that. They don't look at it like that. Women look at it differently. They compete, okay? So, if you say like, no, I'm not seeing anybody, and you're single, okay, and you go, no, I'm not seeing anybody, then you lied to her, okay? I'm here to tell you that women can handle the truth. They just can't handle bullcrap, okay? Yeah, we gotta soften the words because of the kids. There's kids listening, okay? Bullcrap, okay? You young boys, okay, pay attention. Pay attention. You got to be honest. You got to come clean with a woman like right there. If you're the kind of guy that doesn't like relationships and you just like to go out and have fun, you need to communicate that. And you need to be honest with her. Because if you're good with that and she's good with that, then you're good, okay? But if you're painting this picture, this unrealistic picture that like, oh, no, you're not seeing anyone, and oh, no, I'm single, and yeah, there's nobody in here. Because you think that if you're honest with her, she'll go, oh, well, sorry, bye. Here's what I tell girls all the time. I go, I see who I want to, because I do. I'm spoiled like that. I see who I want. I do what I want. I go where I want. Ever since I was, 17, and I had my mom put me on a plane from our island, right? And ever since then, I did what I want, okay? Now, when I'm in a relationship, like a solid relationship, right? There's no dating, okay? But and like I said, like you need to look at the parameters of what you have. Now, you can have an arrangement, okay? What is an arrangement? Arrangement. Like let's say for example, you have an arrangement where you have an open relationship, okay? So you can have an open relationship arrangement, and you can still live together, okay? I know people that have, it looks like they have an open relationship, but basically it's cheaper to stay in that kind of relationship than get a divorce, okay? And then in that situation, yeah, he sees who he wants, she's seen who she wants, and they stay married to keep the assets, that kind of thing. Now, that's kind of sad. That's kind of sad to me because, it's just kind of sad. But, okay, when you're protecting assets, it's probably better for both of you to have that kind of arrangement and, whatever, than to split everything in half. It depends, okay? It depends on who you are, what you have, all the dynamics, like that. Okay, but just in the beginning, be honest, be open, okay? I used to tell girls, I just want to, have fun. Let's use the words have fun. I just want to have fun. I never, ever, ever, ever had a girl go, oh, geez, sorry, I'm looking for a relationship. Bye. I'm leaving. I have to go. Like, never once, ever, 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 right? Now, a lot of the times what happens is they kind of look at me with big, wide open eyes and go, oh, really? And then they kind of settle back into themselves because, I kind of wake them up a little bit, and they giggle and they look at me and they go, oh, okay, whatever, like, okay, like that, right? But you put them on notice, basically, is what you did. Okay, but you have to be man enough. You have to be open enough. You have to be honest enough to just tell them what you want. If you don't want a relationship, you just want to play, you got to tell them, I just like to play. Yeah, I'm a player. It's sad, but yeah, I'm a player. I'm not into relationships. Okay, now at that point, if she gets involved with you, it's on her. Okay, because down the road, I had a situationship like that. That's what they call them now. They call them situationships. Okay, I have a situationship right now. But my situationship before was that I was cruising with this girl, and I told her, right, and I said, I don't want a relationship. Okay, so 6 months down the road, it came up again, and I said, I still haven't changed my mind. It's just, that's just me. And, and then I think there are another, I don't know, so many months down the road. And one day, it just ended. And it just ended one day because she had been trying, I guess, to make it a relationship. And I was like, no, So guys, what I'm saying too is you have to stick to your guns and you have to be firm about your decisions. Okay, or how you feel about stuff, like how you see stuff, whatever. But you got to be honest about it. Okay, don't tell women what you think they want to hear. Okay, don't do that, because it's not about that. Okay, it's about you. It's about you being honest about you. Like, okay, I just want to date, whatever. Okay, now there are certain guys that are serial monogamists. I worked with a lot of them. And in different careers, but I've seen this. Okay. What is a serial monogamist? Well, they have to be married. They have to be, yeah. So they'll go from wife to wife to wife. Okay. And they'll lose half and then half and then half. Okay. But that's what they do. Okay. And they don't realize it's subconscious. Okay. Law of attraction. Here we go. Okay. Law of attraction part. Okay. Take notes. Get out your pen. All right, get out your pencil, paper, okay, ready? Here we go. So when this law of attraction part, okay, this is subconscious. If you're making the same mistakes, it doesn't matter who the girl is. If your subconscious is not fixed, it doesn't matter who the girl is. Okay, this is priceless information. Why? Why is it priceless, Uncle? Well, because otherwise you're going to be paying attorneys a lot of money. A lot of money. I have a client that is an attorney that does that, a divorce attorney. Okay, it's all about assets. It's all about dividing assets. That's the name of the game. Okay, and the attorneys in the court walk away with most of the stuff. Okay, because it gets liquidated, it has to be sold to pay the attorneys, and okay, whatever, all of that. Okay, and so that happens. Okay, now these guys, okay, you would think that after the first time they would learn. Okay, after the first time I learned. Okay, I was engaged, right? And then one thing led to another. I was complacent. I was complacent with the attention. Okay, I was trying to learn and build my company, my first company, my production company. And we were working on equipment. I was learning equipment. Okay, I didn't have a teacher. I didn't have money to invest in a teacher, to take classes. I didn't have any of that. I had to learn it on my own. Okay, you might say by ear. Okay, I had to learn it from experience. Just dive in and go, oh, this is that. Oh, this is like this. Oh, that's like that. And, and I remember asking a recording engineer, a local recording engineer who was really good. He was like top in his field. And I asked him one day, and, I asked him about some kind of mixing advice on this, that, and the other thing. He said, I've heard your work. He said, I've heard your work, Junior. You know what to do. And like, he wouldn't give me advice because he said I knew what to do because he heard my work and it was good. And I was like, on one hand, it was a compliment. It was a very high compliment, right? But on the other hand, I was like, he won't give me information. So some people won't teach, okay? But I happen to be a teacher, so I'm here to teach. So you write these things down. If you have not retrain your subconscious, if you have not reprogrammed your subconscious, the same mistakes you make with the first marriage, you're going to make with the second marriage, you're going to make with the third marriage, you're going to make with the fourth, fifth, and sixth marriage if you take it that far. Okay? Because it's still you, and you're still doing the same thing, expecting a different result. That's the definition of insanity. That's crazy. Okay, because the first relationship, right? It went wrong. What do most people do? They look at the other partner and they go, "Oh, it's her fault. Oh, that damn, whatever." Right? We got kids listening. I'm not going to say it, but that kind of thing, right? And it's oh, that biatch. Whatever. Okay. All right. That. Okay. So yeah, and they look that way. They look outward and they look at her. They don't look at themselves. Okay. Gentlemen, are you writing this down? Okay, write it down. You have to change your subconscious patterns. If you don't, you're going to get the same result with the second girl, same result with the third girl, same result with the fourth girl. However many you want to go. Okay, a serial monogamist will go 3 marriages easy. Okay, there was one guy, I knew this one guy, he met this girl, and for 2 months later, 2 months later, because he was looking for a replacement. 2 months later, boom, married her. Okay, swept her off her feet. Same mistakes, and then she left. Okay, but here's the thing, right? This guy changed. I saw this guy change. I saw him go through a 12-step program. I saw him change. And guess what? He's still married to wife number 3, and this one has worked. And this one will probably be the rest of his life, because he changed. Okay, he changed his subconscious patterns. Okay, so you need to change yours. Okay, now I want you to imagine a tree. On the lives in the morning on video, I illustrate this with my hands. So just follow me. Okay, the roots of the tree. Picture a tree, any tree, like a mango tree, like a papaya tree, like any kind of tree. Okay, now on the bottom you have the roots. Okay. Those are your beliefs, your core beliefs, based upon, actual experiences and thoughts. Okay, because you think that the same thoughts, a thought becomes a thing. Okay, so you keep thinking the thought, right? Now the thought is a predominant thought. Okay, because you're thinking it all the time. Now you start believing this thought. Okay, now it becomes reality. Okay, because a belief is a thought you keep thinking, and now it goes in your subconscious. Okay, now it's subconscious. It becomes a belief. Now, what's the trunk of the tree? So right above the roots of the tree, okay, imagine, now it's the trunk of the tree. That's your paradigm. That's how you see the world. Okay, so this paradigm is like, I believe that if I go by the road, I'll get hit by the car because my mom told me that when I was a little boy. And I remembered it because I thought about that, and I reminded myself every day, don't go by the road, don't go by the road, don't go by the road. Okay, there are people right now who have been told by the media, okay, that they need to wear a mask, that it's not safe out there, right? And they're still wearing masks. And some people are wearing them while they're driving. Okay, that's how bad the fear is, okay? Because when they got that message, it went straight to their subconscious. Why? Because they kept thinking about it, okay? A belief is a thought you keep thinking. Now, if you keep thinking the same way, you're not going to change your subconscious patterns. You're just not, okay? So don't think the same way, okay? Change your thoughts. How do you change a thought? Well, use affirmations, meditation, vocalization, and visualization. Okay, affirmations. Okay, I am so happy and grateful now that I am confident. Thank you. Okay, and the second I am is actually I am. I am so happy and grateful now that I am confident. That's a double I am. That's very powerful. Okay, I am is very powerful to your subconscious. So write that, and then thank you at the end. Now write that every morning. Speak it out loud every night before bed. If you want to write it 50 times or whatever, you want to keep writing it. The more you do, the better. Okay, some people ask me like, oh, how many times can I write this? Like 6 times, is that better? Yeah, you do it 10 times, do it 50 times, whatever you have time for. Most people are busy. Most people have to go to work. Okay, but you have to keep thinking this thought. Okay, so when you're at work, after you get up, you write down your affirmation. When you're in the car driving to work, you say it in your head. I am so happy and grateful now that I am confident. And you speak it out loud. I am confident. I am confident. Pump up your stereo in your car and scream it if you can, if you want to. I am confident. If you do that enough on the way to work, you're going to at least bare minimum, feel good at work. Okay? You have to do this. Now, in the old days, they go, psych yourself up. This is psyching yourself. It's not psyching yourself up. It's reinforcing positive belief. Psyching yourself up is like temporary, like for a game or something, like you're going to, whatever, competition, that kind of thing, psych yourself up. Okay, but this is long term. This has to be done every day. This has to become a lifestyle. If you're not going to do it as a lifestyle, guess what's going to happen? You're going to revert back to the old paradigm. Okay, the old paradigm. What's the old paradigm? Right? Whatever got you divorced from the first girl, whatever got you divorced from the second girl, because 9 times out of 10, it's the same thing. Because why? Because when you meet the new girl, right, you act a little different. The dynamics are a little different because she's a little different. But lurking down below in the roots, okay, are these old beliefs. They're lurking. They're waiting. You know how in recovering addict and stuff like that, right? And then they go, oh, Bob, his demons finally got him. His demons. You know what the demons are? The demons are your subconscious. That's your demons. If they've been trained to do negative stuff. Okay, so if you're used to going out and drinking every weekend and getting all, blacked out and whatever, that kind of thing, blackout drunk, okay, and then you're in recovery, and then you don't make an effort, okay, with your affirmations, with your dedication, okay, your dedication to the effort of not drinking, eventually your demons come back. But they're not demons. They're not energetic demons. It's your subconscious, okay, because you go back to bad habits. Okay, so are demons real? Yeah, demons are real, but that's not, when people talk like that is what I'm saying. It's your subconscious. So, subconscious, right? Yeah, subconscious, that's what it is. There's only the conscious, the subconscious, and superconscious. Okay, so the subconscious, right? So your conscious mind is the one that thinks all the thoughts, a million thoughts, right? But the ones that stick are the ones that you go, oh yeah, that. And you start thinking about that over and over and over. Okay, pretty soon you develop a complex. That's another way of saying that it's just starting to happen. Okay, it's just starting to take root. Why? Well, because habits are very easily formed by human beings. Very easy. It's easy to form a good habit, and it's easy to form a bad habit. Okay, if you want to stop drinking, just go the first day. The second day is easier. Third day, it's almost a habit. Okay, and then you don't need to drink anymore. Now, if your subconscious is that strong for drinking, like you're kind of like salivating when you pass a 7-Eleven or something like that. Then, yeah, I mean, okay, then you need to do more than that. Okay, so instead of just affirmations, there's meditation. Okay, sit still for 5 minutes and then increase it until you get to 10, until you can get to 10 easily and make the 10 minutes a day. Okay, now there's many different purposes for the stillness, but I'll just say you can be still and know. You can be still and know. Okay, when you're still, ask your subconscious questions like, what should I do about this? How should I go about this? How should I handle this? What can I do? Okay, that's in your subconscious. Okay, you're asking your subconscious. Your subconscious will give you the answer either based on past data that you have accumulated in your memory, or it will draw from the superconscious. Okay, there's only the conscious, subconscious, superconscious. The superconscious is consciousness or God or higher intelligence, infinite intelligence, the unseen, whatever label you want to put on there. But that's what that is. Okay, and that's where you get the answers. So people ask me all the time, well, is Jesus real? Well, if you believe Jesus is real, yeah, Jesus is real. There's no real solid evidence that he was ever physically in the world, okay? But his presence, okay, that the effect of whatever supposedly happened is so great, right? And then you go, oh, wait a minute, it's in Hinduism too. And then you look at Hinduism and you go, oh, wait a minute, which came first? And then you go, oh, all the Abrahamic religions material came from India. Ah, okay. So it's in Hinduism, right? It just goes, right? It's in Israel, right? the Jews, the Israelites, right? The Israelites, okay, they had it, okay, and then you go back and you trace it back and you go, oh, the Star of David is actually from India. Yeah, it was the Shatkona. Oh, okay, it's called the Shatkona. It's spelled with an S, okay, and then all of these things. You go, oh, the swastika. Well, before Adolf Hitler got a hold of it and changed the direction of it, it was in Buddhism, and then that goes back to India, above, or let's say before Buddhism. So all of these things, right? So you go, oh, Taoism. Oh, there's things in Taoism that came from India. Ah, okay. So everything points to India. Everything points to India. Everything points to the East. But all of these things, all of these groups are saying the same thing. They're all saying the same thing. They're all saying the same exact thing. Okay? So when Jesus comes back, guess what? Here he comes back from within. Okay? When God comes back, guess where God is? God is in you. So God comes back from within. Okay? Guess where you get born again? From within. Okay, you see these things where they dunk people in water and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm not here to insult anybody or make anybody feel bad. Okay, but those are human rituals. Those are human rituals. Okay, and there's symbolism there. So the Bible is allegory, teaching you metaphor. If you understand the metaphor and you understand all of these things, and you're not a one book learner, then you know. If you don't know, then okay, just know what you know. Just go with what you know and do that. Okay? Go with what you know and do that. But I'm here to tell you that if you would like to look around, look in the East, okay? Look in Hinduism. And the funny thing about Hinduism is they have 1 million gods. They have tons of gods, okay? But each and every one of them are inside. Okay? So now what do we have? Well, we have the conscious, subconscious, and superconscious again. We're right back where we started from. Okay, so that's what we have, but that's all you need, and that power, the unseen power, is in you. You have that power. You've been taught to think that maybe I don't know. You need to aim upwards in the sky. That's where God is, or that's where the energy is, or that's where the Holy Spirit is. No, the Holy Spirit is in you if you access it, if you want it. Okay, so just know that exists within you. Now, that's why the subconscious is so powerful. That's why you can access this through this process. I don't care if you're listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza talk about meditation, because that's his thing, meditation. He likes to get everybody together, and he sits down and guides everyone through a meditation that makes them well, because it does make you well. If you think it over and over and over, okay, it becomes a belief. If you start believing, you can change the world, okay? If you have the faith, okay, to move the mountain, and you tell the mountain to move, the mountain will jump in the ocean. Well, that's what they said, right? That's what's in the Bible. Okay, if you have the faith of a mustard seed, okay, if you have that like that, okay. So what it's saying is you don't need a whole lot of faith. You could just a mustard seed amount, just a small amount. Okay, and if you have that small amount of faith and you exercise that faith, to exercise means to grow it. When you go to the gym, you exercise because you're growing your muscles. You're strengthening your muscles. So you have to exercise the subconscious. Okay, so you have to do affirmations every day for like 60 days to create a major shift. So do it for 60 days. Okay, and then it's already a habit at that point. It takes 63 days to form a new habit. So do it. Form new habits. Okay, anytime something's not working, figure out what it is that's not working and change it by writing it into your subconscious. Write it in. Okay, I am so happy and grateful now that I am kind. I am so happy and grateful now that I was generous. Were you selfish with your last relationship? Did you not want to buy her stuff or take her places or whatever? Okay, I am so happy and grateful now that I am generous. There you go. Okay, you can change your thoughts. Now that you change your thoughts and you start writing your affirmations, Okay, now when you're in meditation, just ask, how can I be generous? How are the ways that I can be generous? Your subconscious will start telling you. On the way home from work today, why don't you stop by and pick up a rotisserie chicken so she doesn't have to cook? There you go. You're being generous. Okay? You're being generous. You're giving. Okay? You're giving. So that she doesn't have to do it. You do it, right? You're giving. You're contributing. Okay? There you go. Okay? That's one. Why don't I take her something? Why don't I make her feel good? Like, let me take her a stuffed animal when I go home, or whatever. Let's take a rose home, whatever. You're in the shopping center, you're in the store, or whatever. You see some candy, okay, right there, boom, there you go, candy. Something, okay? Something that says, I appreciate you. Something that says, I love you. Something that says, this is my generosity. There you go. Okay, so that's meditation. Vocalization, how do we do that? Well, we speak it. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm generous. Thank you. There you go. Keep speaking it. It goes directly into your subconscious when you speak it. It goes directly into your subconscious when you visualize it, when you do meditation. Okay, but you need to work with these powers that you have. You have the power. It's in you. You have the power to be different, but you have to make the change. Okay, so from wife number 1 to wife number 2 to wife number 3. Some people are on their like 4th and 5th. There's this one lady. I was talking to my friend about it today. Well, she was a girl, so we're friendly. But I'm just saying that we were discussing it, right? That this lady kept getting married and married and married and married, right? She's a serial monogamist. It's not just men. Okay? But I'm just saying, women like security. They like, security is perceived, right? There's no such thing. There's no such thing as security. There's no such thing. But you know what there is? There's God in you. Okay? Whatever you believe, however you believe, there's that in you. Okay? So just understand that part. And you got it. Okay? Now, that's the vocalization part. Okay? So visualization. How do I do that? Well, go get some pictures that represent generosity. Okay, you can find it. It's out there. Okay, look at it. Or a video of someone being generous. There's videos. There's tons of videos out there about everything you can think of. Go watch it. Okay, write out your affirmation and put it on your lock screen. Okay, just write out the affirmation. Go into Facebook stories. You can construct it from there, or Instagram stories, or TikTok. And you can make the screensaver or on your phone it's a lock screen, but then put it on your computer as a screensaver. All you do is airdrop it to your computer, or however, if you have Windows, email it, that kind of thing. Okay, now you're reading it. It's a visual, and you have a lock screen that maybe has a picture of some kind of generosity. Maybe it's a picture of money. Maybe it's a picture of something, a lot of something that represents abundance. And then now you have your affirmation, and now you read your affirmation. If you're one of those people that go, I'm just not that lucky in life. Yeah, neither was I. I was just not that lucky in life till I found out it wasn't luck. Right? And then when you find out it's not luck, you go, oh, it's the things that I was doing wrong. Okay, now it's accepting responsibility. There you go. Okay? So accept the responsibility. Be responsible. Okay? When you take responsibility for your life, it changes. Okay? And it took me until I was like 32, 33 to really fully be responsible. Okay, because in my 20s, I was fighting that. I was like, no, I don't want to be responsible. I like this mess. I love this mess. I was sleeping on a sidewalk in Chinatown going, I love this. This is a fun adventure. This is good fun, And then I had an uncle of mine, right? And he just passed away. And he couldn't communicate for years. He had strokes and he couldn't talk. And that was like my biggest thing that, if I just had that one more discussion with him, that one more time, one last time. So that's another thing, right? Don't take people for granted. Don't take things for granted. Don't take life for granted. It can go tomorrow. Tomorrow you can go. I can go. Okay? If we get another podcast, we're lucky. Okay? We just knock on wood. Okay? Knock on my desk over here, right? Jay's looking at me like, dude, what are you doing? Okay. No, it's okay. I'm just doing the podcast. So anyway, okay. Anyway, what I'm saying, right, is that there's only the conscious, the subconscious, and superconscious. Okay. You make the same mistake with wife number one, and then you go, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do that anymore. Right? Okay. Now, when you get to wife number two, you're reminding yourself, I'm not going to do that thing I did with wife number one. I'm not going to do that. Right? And then the opportunity comes. And then the setting is correct. And then everything, and it doesn't have to be, anything like cheating or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, maybe you start off being generous, right? And then slowly you just kind of put it in the back filing cabinet. You just kind of forget about it. And then, like maybe that was the goal, like to be generous next time for the next one or whatever, right? Like, and I'm just saying, like, after a while, it kind of runs out of gas. After the honeymoon period, after the 2 months, that honeymoon period that's like insane. That period, yeah, that one, okay? See, I just, in my life, I'm like, okay, I'm going to have nothing but honeymoon periods. That's it. Everybody's different, okay? What are your goals in a relationship? You have to have goals. And then if you get in a relationship, okay, because this is a relationship podcast, okay? You need to write down your goals and figure it out, and then you need to communicate it with your other half. Okay, if you're a woman, with your man. If you're a man, with your woman. If you're whatever, okay? All the combinations. Okay, all the combinations. But yeah, communicate it. Because there's this song, right? One of my clients used to sing this song called One Beer. And it's like how a relationship started, family started, kids came along, whatever, and it all started with one beer. You know how people start relationships? They go out, right? They enjoy. They have a good time. It leads to another good time, to another good time, to another. Pretty soon, they're engaged. Pretty soon, they get married. Pretty soon, they have kids. Now, go back to the first date. Did they discuss goals in relationships, like what they want? Did they express to the other partner? Probably not. Because on the first date, right, it's like creepy to discuss stuff like that, right? Okay. So that's not going to happen then. Okay. So somewhere along the line, right, before you even think of getting engaged, okay, you have to communicate these things. Maybe month number 2, maybe that's a more appropriate time, and you got to say, well, I'm a relationship type of guy. Now, I've never heard guys say that. I've never heard a man. Well, now I'll take that back. Now, these younger guys, I hear, yeah, I want to get married. I want children. I want to. Okay. In my days, only girls talk like that. Okay. So I got to tell these guys, like, whoa. Okay. It's okay to want children. It's okay to want a family. It's okay to, all these. Just don't express it verbally. Because, yeah, you make a bunch of people nervous, and you're going to make, other alphas look at you and go, well, I wonder about this guy. Okay. Anyway. All right. Anyway, I'm just trying to be funny. It's a comedy podcast. Okay. I got to show some comedy. There's your comedy right there. Okay, so, but what I'm saying is you need to communicate these things. Because if she's thinking one thing and you're thinking another thing, and you get engaged and then you get married, you guys are going in opposite directions. And if you guys are just, going along to get along, to kind of like feel life out kind of thing, that's not going to work. You have to have goals. Okay, you have to have goals, and goals, right, go into your subconscious, okay? Because goals need to go in your subconscious. Because those goals, and not just you, they need to go into her subconscious. Or if you're a her, they need to go in his subconscious or whatever, right? Whatever, all the combinations. Okay, that's the way I'm approaching this from now on. I'm like, all the combinations. All right, there you go. There you go, Hawaiians. Okay, all right. So what you need to do is you need to establish, like, okay, this is what I want for me in this relationship. And she's like, okay, this is what I want for me. And then, okay, well, I can do that for you. I can do this for you. I can do that for you. That one. That other one over there, I don't know if I could do that for you. But you have to be honest. You have to say that. Now, if you're a man, okay, male ego, okay, we don't like to say that. We don't like to say we can't do anything, right? Okay. But, I've learned to come from I don't know, okay? And I've learned to come from, like if I make a mistake, I apologize, I say sorry, okay? That's not a non-manly thing, okay? Although I will tell you that if you're always apologizing, you're always, doing that with a woman, subconsciously she starts thinking you're a girl, okay? Not that you're a girl, but that yet you're thinking like a girl. And she doesn't want that because she can't trust that because she can't be safe with a girl. She needs a guy. She needs a protector, provider. Okay. Now, here's the thing about providing. You got to decide whether you want to be her protector, provider, okay, or protector, lover. All right. I'm just going to leave you with that thought. All right. And sorry, I got to go. All right. Yeah. But you can. You can. You can be protector, provider, or you can be lover, provider, but you cannot be lover, provider, protector. Okay, sorry. I'll explain on the next podcast. Hey, want to thank Voice Master Family of Service Company, also AFM Hawaii Music. Man, good fun on the podcast. Hey, we see you guys next time on the podcast. I'm Junior Kekuewa, Junior saying mahalo and